Hello my dear listeners, in this video today I will be covering silver prices and what is going on in the COMEX with the delivery, which is the inventory until the end. I'm going to be using the EI to analyze the situation. First, let's listen to what Jeffrey Christian has to say about the recent COMEX situation.
The hypothetical figures that silver promoters use. A couple things more to say. COMEX December deliveries, the deliveries of the December futures contract to the clearinghouse have totaled 58 million ounces through yesterday. That's in line with other active contract month deliveries in the past several years. It's nothing particularly amazing or enormous. We haven't seen 1 billion ounces taken out of the market the way one promoter was saying. And even as those contracts have changed hands, the amount of silver in COMEX depositories that report their eligible and registered inventories, the inventories in COMEX registered depositories was 454.6 million ounces yesterday. That was down 2.1 million ounces from the end of November. So there's been a regular turnover of deliveries in the active December COMEX month, and most of that silver remains in COMEX depositories. Nothing particularly outrageous here. Those people who think this is the end of the COMEX futures market aren't really looking at the data.
Okay, so what we can take from this statement of Jeffrey Christian, first of all, when you see what is called a delivery, when the registered COMEX inventory is sold to someone, most of this inventory actually kept on the COMEX and transferred later on to the eligible, so it doesn't leave the COMEX vault. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to investigate how much silver is really leaving the COMEX vault, what we have to understand, and how much of the eligible silver could be transferred back to registered. Because if you have eligible, yeah, it's not available for delivery, but you can, by the click of the button, by signing online certificate, you can make the silver available instantly for delivery. So it's what is very important. It's not how much silver is going from registered to eligible. Yeah, it has some impact on the price, because eventually, if the COMEX only has eligible silver and not registered, yeah, there's not going to be delivery legally. But practically, that is not what is happening. Practically, when the price is high enough, this eligible silver goes back to registered and becomes available for delivery once again. And also I'm going to investigate who owns this inventory on a COMEX. Total COMEX eligible inventory right now between 350 and 400 ounces. From this one, JP Morgan holds about 40 to 50%. Okay, so, and JP Morgan has been historically responsible for most of the COMEX inventory. So the basically COMEX deliveries, it's 50%. What is happening in the COMEX, it's a JP Morgan is involved. We like it or not. But in this table, how much silver the other participants have, and at what price it will become available. So on top here you see it's like, let's say, but my question was, is they are likely to sell between $70 and $90 spot, between $90 and $120 spot, likely to sell at 120 and plus, and the last one in diamond hands that will not sell, until very, very high price. Okay, so we have a breakdown here, and what we can see by estimate that the one that the JP Morgan holds, well, let's say if we go up in price, there's a 5 to 15% will become available. If we go price goes higher, 20 to 40% for the delivery. You have silver ETFs, okay, SLV, 100 to 150 million ounces. And yeah, those may be sold, and this will become available for delivery. Well, between 5 and 10%, and between 15 and 30% of the 150 ounces. Private institutions, 50 to 80 million ounces. This miners, industrial hedgers, and small banks, well, they more than likely to sell but over $90 spot. Okay, so they hold up to 40 million ounces. They could sell 30 to 50% of what they hold. Down is like this. So if the price moves over $70, there is a 35 to 80 million ounces that might become available. At $90 to $120 spot, there is maybe 90 to 160 million ounces that may become available. But what it's very interesting for us physical stackers, when they really this buyer, they take it, not only stand for the delivery, but actually take their silver to use or to move to the private storage. So the actual eligible portion of the inventory is going down. Okay, so I break down by months here. Okay, so how it was going on, the total of the inventories on the COMEX. So we have in July we have plus 15 million ounces. In August minus 25. In September we had plus 10 million ounces. In October minus 45 million ounces. In November minus 35 million ounces. And that's where we hit very low amount of available for delivery, 130 million ounces. So overall in the last 6 months, the net physical withdrawals between 1,830 million ounces. So the stock, the overall stock went down from 530 million ounces to 450. And who drives the withdrawals? Okay, so we would like to know who is withdrawing the inventory. Okay, so it's Asian buyers, Shanghai arbitrage, basically the people who speculators who buying silver on the COMEX lower and selling at the premium on the Shanghai. So good to know. And strong-handed investors who don't trust the COMEX world or who are not planning to sell it anytime soon. Okay, so this is not banks. That's the people who will buy on the COMEX, stand for the delivery, and later on to withdraw their holdings. Who is the depositors? Okay, you have our JP Morgan, of course, restocking to support HSBC, and occasionally small from producers. Currently, there is still 450 million that needs to be purchased and withdrawn at much higher prices. But okay, we would like to see much higher prices, but we're not gonna. The conclusion here, if the trend is continuing, we most likely going to see much higher prices for silver, which is very good. But if somebody expect, like, have a COMEX default in the next 2-3 months, based on the current trend, is not happening. Well, if there is a default, it's going to take longer. It's going to take longer, and this is a subject of how is going to play out on the physical price. It's a subject for another video. So that's going to be it for this video. I don't want to make it too long. And if you like, please comment, like the video to support my work. Thank you very much for watching.